Hello out there. Thanks for joining us for another episode of Hoops Talk. I'm your host, Mike DuPont. Today is Friday, February 14th. Thanks for joining us however you might be following along. Feel free to check the description in the comments below for additional outlets should you feel so interested. And as always, let's just dive right in. Devin Booker announced to replace Damian Lillard in this weekend's All-Star festivities. Lillard was expected to participate in the All-Star game and the three-point shootout. Devin Booker is slated to replace him in both festivities. Devin Booker, a former three-point contest winner. And my question to you, is Booker a favorite for this year's three-point shootout with the late addition? Damian Lillard dealing with a strained groin. We wish him a speedy recovery. We might have to add an addition to get well soon. We'll see if he misses any actual action when we get back from the All-Star break. Moving right along, today's edition of our Midseason Awards, we're going to issue a few candidates for our Sixth Man of the Year, and I would love to hear who you would vote for or who would earn your vote if you had one. First, we're going to start with Dennis Schroeder, a guard coming off the bench for Oklahoma City. Schroeder currently averaging 19 points per game for the Oklahoma City Thunder, up from 15.5 points per game last season. Schroeder's got to be an early consideration, an early candidate for the Sixth Man of the Year, and we'll explain why after we go through our other two candidates. Our second candidate, Derrick Rose, point guard for the Detroit Pistons, another guard where you're going to notice a theme here. Rose currently averaging 18.2 points per game for the Detroit Pistons, up from 18 points per game last season. Also in consideration, as always, he's got several of these awards in his back pocket. Lou Williams, another guard for the Los Angeles Clippers. Lou Williams has got to be in consideration for the Sixth Man of the Year as well. Lou currently averaging a little over 19 points per game, down from 20 points per game last season. Field goal percentage is down as well, which is why we got to him third. The reason, in my opinion, that Dennis Schroeder is ahead of the other two candidates at this point is simply, one is production, but it's also the team success. When you put the two together, when you merge the two together and you weigh them equally, Dennis Schroeder has to be the lead candidate for Sixth Man of the Year right now, as the Oklahoma City Thunder are in playoff contention. Not only are they in playoff contention, but they're comfortably positioned right now. So with that in mind, the Oklahoma City Thunder being in playoff contention and the Detroit Pistons being nowhere near playoff contention, that kind of quickly rules out Derrick Rose, even though we've been very impressed by the tremendous strides that he's made this season and the tremendous basketball that he's been playing this season. When I say tremendous, what I'm specifically addressing is the consistency. We've been able to see Derrick Rose consistently on the court, and that's been great. And not only have we seen him consistently, we've seen him perform, and that's been fantastic to see as well. Now getting to Lou Williams, it stinks that this kind of disqualifies Lou, but what disqualifies Lou, in my opinion, first off, we've got to consider the fact that Lou has several of these awards, and if you go look at Lou's numbers, he's on his way down this season. Not to say that Lou Williams isn't still an effective guard off the bench, but his numbers are all down except for the assists are up. The field goal percentage is down. The points per game are down. All of it's down, even though the Clippers are definitely in playoff consideration. And again, with two candidates that are two considerable candidates that are both on successful teams right now, that's where I issue the challenge to you, and it weighs on your shoulders. If you had a vote, who would earn it? And I'm curious to hear back from you. Let me know, however you might be following along. Moving right ahead, tonight's NBA action, we do have a little bit. We've got our celebrity game first and foremost, but more importantly, we do have the Rising Stars Challenge tonight. My early candidate for MVP, I'd love to hear back from you as to who you believe might jump out early for that MVP, the most valuable player of this Rising Stars Challenge. I'm going to go with Ja Morant. Ja Morant's been really aggressive all season, and this is going to be an opportunity for him to showcase on an equal platform with his peers that have come into the league close to the same time that he has. It's going to be an opportunity on the national stage for him to showcase his ability. And an obvious candidate, in my opinion, would be Trae Young or Luka Doncic, but with both of those guys pulling double duty this weekend. And what I mean by double duty, Luka and Trey both starting in the All-Star game. With both of them pulling double duty, I don't expect them to see heavy minutes in this Rising Stars Challenge, especially with this being they've done this before. This is nothing new to them. But those would definitely be candidates for the MVP. But I'm ruling them out simply because they're pulling double duty. I don't anticipate them to leave too much on the floor, so to speak, tonight in this Rising Stars Challenge, with the opportunity to showcase their talents on an even higher platform on Sunday night. So like I said, I've got Ja Morant as an early candidate for MVP. I think Zion Williamson will have the highlight of the night, obviously. Probably coming off of a Ja Morant pass, maybe off of a feed from Trae Young. Again, I think Zion Williamson's going to have the highlight of the night. I believe Ja Morant is going to be the most valuable player. I think the USA team's going to come away with a comfortable win. When I say comfortable, probably a little bit more than 15, somewhere between 15 and 19 points. The world team is still impressive, but at the same time, they just don't have the star power that the USA team has this year. And I think we're gonna see that tonight if you do tune in for the game, as like I will. What are you most looking forward to if you're planning on tuning in to any of the All-Star action tonight? Are you most looking forward to the celebrity game? Maybe there's a celebrity that you're interested to see if they can handle that rock. Maybe you're interested to see Quentin Richardson step back on the court and what he has to offer. Or maybe you're more interested in the Rising Stars Challenge. I'd be interested to hear from you. Let me know what you think. As always, we appreciate you tuning in. I hope you enjoy your Friday. Enjoy your time with your family. Enjoy your time with yourself. And most importantly, be blessed.